Hi everybody, it's Carrie and welcome back to another video. So if you guys don't know me, my name is Carrie. I run Traveling Pony Studios and you can basically look through my channel and find all types of videos, but today's video is going to be one of the most recurring ones on my channel. It's going to be my what I crocheted in a week video. Now if you're new to these videos, welcome. They aren't anything too crazy fun. Admittedly, I did do some different items this week. Like I didn't just do all market prep. I had some fun little things sprinkled in, so I guess that's exciting. But a lot of this is market and store prep. And of course, I always say this, some of these things are carry on from like a little bit ago. And then some of them I have crocheted and just haven't been finished off. So there is so many more items than you don't see that just need to be like finished, but it's a process up in here. But I basically have a good box full of things that I need to do a video on so I can tag and put away because it's definitely overflowing. I have it like perfectly stacked to not overflow, but we are past that point. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna try and grab things that are like similar, but it's kind of like a Tower of Pisa, so things might get pushed back. Things are already rolling away. All right, let's start with something nice, simple, cute, small. I have 6 of these pink whales. So I've mentioned this before, pink whales are my best color of whales. I had to put some aside for a store, so I ended up just not having many left. I think before that I had like 2 that I needed to remake, and then by the time I did all the store stuff, I was like, oops, I need to remake 6. So I made these 6, so I have 6 for my next market. They're super easy to make, so typically like when I make them, I just try and do them all. So technically in total, I think the afternoon that I made these 6 pink whales, I also had to make 3 in a different color, purple, blue, and then light blue. So I ended up just making the 9 in like 4 hours because I was like, well, you know, I basically have this pattern memorized. I might as well knock them all out. So I have these 6 to start. These are the last remaining whales. So I have a light blue whale right here. I have a purple whale with some fuzzies. I have a purple whale. And then I have a blue whale. So in total, 9 whales when you count all the colors. 6 are pink, 1 purple, 1 light blue, and 1 blue. I went ahead and I made 2 of these no-sew hammerhead sharks. This, I ended up selling both of my previous ones at my last market, I believe. So I went ahead and remade them in the 2 colors that I typically do. This is a gray one. And then I also went ahead and made it in this, I think it's called a country blue. I'm not 100% certain. I just call it like navy. I went ahead and made it in this navy color because I typically do this. And this is pretty much the only thing I use this color yarn for. I don't know why, but I do have him, so in total I have 2 of these hammerhead sharks, and that's all I'm doing. I usually only bring 2 of these per market. I have 4 of my little stingrays. These things don't sell great for me. I had to take like 1 or 2 to a store, and then I kind of got low, so I always say I like to have usually like 6 to 8 of small items. So I went ahead and I made 4. They're super easy to work up. I just feel like by the time everyone looks at what's like everything else on my table, it's not necessarily the first thing people tend to gravitate towards. And I have some difficulties displaying them just because they don't really like have much height to them. So I also feel like they get a little bit lost. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way to maybe display them without them getting like drowned out by all of the other many plushies. But I do have these 4. So one of the fun items I have this time is I have this adorable Stitch from Milo and Stitch. I've mentioned this before in a lot of my studio vlogs. One of my goals for this upcoming year is to try and get into a convention, so I wanted to expand my portfolio a little bit more into character work. So you'll see I'll have another character later on in this video, but I have this Stitch. And I ended up making the felt eyes as well, so guys, look out. I feel like this video is going to come out way afterwards, but I'll probably start selling felt eyes for like the Stitch, and then some other felt eyes designs to help basically fund this never-ending business, especially as I look to expand it even more. So I have this stitch. This pattern is by Ren Meow, just in case if I don't have it updated in the description by the time this video comes out. This is by Ren Meow. It's a pretty straightforward pattern, just involves a good deal of sewing, I would say. So I've got this guy. I have 2 of these little lambs. So I think I have the 2 dark gray ones left over from my previous market. I actually only sold 1 at my previous market that was this color, but then I had somebody order 2. And so I just needed to remake 2 cream ones. I sold only 1 at my last market. I mean, it got some attention, but I didn't sell that many, so I just figured 2 of cream and then 2 of gray should be enough. If you make this pattern, you'll see these guys, I have them looking up because if you put the head super low, they don't stand on their own. So I have found that if you kind of put their head up, they do stand better than when the head is low. They just get really like heavy and they tend to face plant a little bit. So I have these 2. I have 1 of my lavender mini cows. I ended up selling 1 of the lavender mini cows at my previous market, so I went ahead and remade it. I will say definitely, I feel like when I do markets, the 3 or maybe 2 cows that I would sell on a decent rate would be the lavender cow, the cherry blossom cow, and then the flower crown cow. I don't have much luck selling the sunflower version or the daisy version. I have never sold a daisy cow, which is, to me, feels crazy, but people just don't tend to like that color combination, I guess, which makes sense. It's green and white. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but definitely lavender, cherry blossom, and the flower crown cows are the ones that sell the best. And if you're wondering, this is from my own pattern, so if you're interested in maybe doing the pattern, you can find it in the description box below. This is my all-time favorite cow to make. This is the flower crown cow, and this was actually, when I originally designed that pattern, this was the first version that I made, and I absolutely have fallen in love with them. I went with a little darker red this time. Sometimes I do a very vibrant, like almost fiery red. This is, I believe, cranberry or something. It's a little bit darker, but I do think it still turns out super cute, and this is my favorite one to make. I have 5 of these little mini sloths. I believe there could be another one hiding. I actually think there is either one hiding or it's on my desk because I believe I did make 6, but I've got 5 with me right now. I have 1 that is left over and then another one that I had to put aside for right now. So I always like to have, like I said, usually depending on how an item sells, I feel like it's 4, 6, 8 in terms of the count, but I do try and keep my numbers even. That's just a personal preference, and I have always been that way with wanting to keep it even numbers opposed to doing like 5. Ooh, that would freak me out unless I had no time. That's what I had to deal with. But I have these guys. This is another character piece that I ended up doing. This is Naruto. If you don't know, I'm actually quite a big fan of anime and manga. I have so much stuff from it. And so when I knew I was going to be doing a convention, I was like, oh, I want to try and create some pieces from an anime. I believe this design is from Sweet Little Beans Crochet, if sounds right to me. I just made this Naruto. He has a removable headband, and then as well, I did end up painting the eyes. When I painted them, I only had silver. I didn't have light blue, which Naruto's eyes are typically light blue. But I still think it came out pretty cute, and it's definitely something I'll be revisiting and possibly modifying to do some different characters, potentially from series like JoJo, since I have read and watched most of JoJo and enjoy it. So I have this Naruto. I have this little giraffe. So this giraffe actually was left over from my previous market. I had set to make 3, but I had 1 extra giraffe left over. So I was like, well, I already have 2 made. I didn't want to stress myself with making another one. So then I ended up having basically I think I already had the head and the ears done, and the only thing I had to make was the body to get back up to my 2 in this design. So because I already had the head and everything, I was like, I'm just gonna do it, get it done. Didn't take too long to make, but I do have this little mini giraffe, so that will make 2 for my next market. I have 2 of these baby flamingos. This is a continuation from the last What I Crocheted in a Week video, I believe. Depends on if I got out of sorts with my uploading, I'm not certain, but I had set to make 3 of them, so I have these 2, so I'm pretty set for my next market. I have this cherry blossom cow, and like I said earlier, cherry blossom, lavender, and the flower crown cows are definitely the most popular mini cow that I have. So I've got this one, and this will get me back up to my 2 on each flower cow. The last market I did, I only sold 1 of the seals, so all I had to do this time was remake 1 seal, so this is that 1 seal, so now I'll be back up to 2 for the next market. I said this before, it was a quote-unquote new pattern for my previous market, even though I have done it once, but I do have 2 for my next market, and the fun thing about this one is because it has the embroidery smile, you never know what it's gonna quite look like. I will show you guys some of these little Yodas I have. They're not 100% done. I still have a couple more, and I feel like I'm gonna have to make a couple more since I know that a few more have sold at some stores, but I have 6 of these little Yodas. I made 8 originally, but some of them have already left, but I do have 6 of them. It's a pretty easy pattern. Really, the only sewing is, of course, the little ears and everything. And it's been really hit or miss with me for this pattern. I've had some that sell, and like I'll sell none for a couple months, and then all of a sudden I have started to sell them again. So one of the last couple things I have to show you guys is just a continuation of the turtles. By this point, I have already crocheted all of the turtle colors. I'm just getting everything finished off. So I have all of the pink, purple, green, and blue ones. But what I have to show you today is I have 2 of these blue-green ones. I believe this is the last of the blue-green that needed to be done. And then I have 4 of the green ones. And I still have a few of these that need to be sewn. And the big thing that just needs to be finished off is the pink turtles. But I have so many other things that need to be done. So the turtles have been getting a little bit pushed back. And the last thing I wanted to show you guys is I don't really want to walk over and grab them all, but I have 6 of these gingerbread men. I have mentioned this before. I personally do not like to make seasonal items. I know there are a lot of people who do like to make seasonal items, but for me and how I think of it personally, I don't like to take the gamble of doing seasonal items. I think, you know, if you don't sell it during that season, which for me, I only do maybe 1 market a month, then you're kind of stuck with product that won't sell throughout the year. Like, ghosts aren't gonna sell in February necessarily, Christmas items aren't gonna sell in the summertime. So I do not do many seasonal items, but I was asked by a couple of the stores I'm at if I had a few seasonal items to bring. So my plan is to bring penguins, these gingerbread men, so I'm bringing 2 per store, so I have 6 in total, and one's gonna have a green and one's gonna have a red. And then as well, I think I'm gonna make 2 Grinches per store, and then that will be it. I probably would not be bringing any of these items to any in-person markets. I'll just direct them to the stores because I feel like they will probably have a better chance of selling at stores anyway, opposed to my in-person markets. But I do have 6 of these guys. So everybody, that is everything I have from this previous week. Lots of different patterns. I am hoping to pick up probably a couple new patterns just because I'm continuing to work through my next market list and it's slowly getting smaller. I'm hoping that nothing crazy happens with any of the stores since I've already pulled store stock out that needs to be shipped off or dropped off. So I feel like I should be in decent shape for the next market, but you never know. And besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have been having a great year and a great time at all of your markets. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!